Now, most of you guys carry some form of repair kit with you, especially if you're hiking in the bush or something like that. And there's actually one component of that kit that not a lot of people talk about very much, and that's what we're going to talk about today. That is the sewing kit. And I'm going to take a look inside of mine, which I've sort of put together over a number of years, and give you an idea how economical they can be and some of the things to put in and some of the things to maybe leave out. So I'm Dean, and this is the Alberta Bushcrafter channel. All right. Now, one of the things I've seen on a number of channels is just people just duct tape a canvas needle to their knife sheath, and that's their sewing kit. And, you know, that's all well and good if that's the way you want to do it. But if you're sitting in camp, if, for example, someone wears through the tips of their mitts or their sock, or just puts a small rip in a piece of gear, or let's say you blow the bottom of your stuff sack, which is annoying, or your little ditty bags, that's where one of these comes in. And there's items you need and there's items you don't need. I actually carry a lot because, well, there's very, very little weight to one of these. So start with what this is. Okay, so this kit you can find online. You can find it at military surplus stores. You can find it anywhere. This is just a simple, like $4 or $5 Rothco military sewing kit. And it's canvas. And I usually don't have trouble undoing it, but today I do, because it's -2 Celsius out here, and I've been out here for a little while. But yeah, just start off. You've actually got some fairly long cotton cords on this. I kind of like that because, hey, this is potential charm material if you need it. So there's a plus. The kit itself is very, very simple. You got a mesh pouch here. You've got a spot for some needles, and then you've got a pocket here, which I haven't used yet, but you could put tent patches, fabric, whatever you want in there. But very, very small, lightweight kit. I'd actually say this whole thing, even with the extras I've got in here, weighs about 30 to 40 grams, maybe a bit more. Like nothing heavy. This is about an ounce. So if you're a gram weenie, this is what you want to carry with you. Why? Because if someone blows through their sock, you know, wears a hole in their sock, you're the hero of the group if you can actually sit there in front of the fire and sew it up. If your favorite jacket gets a rip in it, yeah. So let's actually have a closer look at what's in this kit and what I've added. So closer look, it normally comes with about 2 small needles and a couple. These ones here are what it comes with. So those are okay, you know, for darning socks and stuff. You can actually see the length of some of the needles here. So I've actually added, I don't want to take too many of these out. This is a curved canvas needle here, a big one. You can see that. And I've added another canvas needle underneath, and I've actually duct taped one to my knife sheath. The reason for those is canvas needles do not have such a, see, I'm not going through my finger here, they don't have as sharp a tip. So they're meant for spreading larger fibers in cloth, and they're wonderful for patching up stuff. The other thing I've added, which cost me almost nothing, is added some safety pins and added some straight pins, because sometimes if you're doing a large seam, it's a good idea to pin it. I mean, that's just a tip from straight sewing. You'll actually see one of these has thread attached to it. That's my, okay, emergency thread. It's like I need to sew something. I don't want to fiddle with threading a needle. That's it. It's right there. There's about 8-9 inches of thread on it, and it's a quick repair. So it's not a bad idea to do that. There's actually a second one that's actually got black thread here too. Now, so needles, well, you've heard the old adage, 1 is none, 2 is 1. So there's several needles in here. The reason I added several needles is A, you can get a just an assorted pack for $1 or $2. And you get them at Walmart or other big stores that have a sewing section. So you don't need to go to a specialty fabric store, except maybe for the canvas needle. I had to do that. So again, it costs you almost nothing to add stuff like this. I actually had a little plastic kit that I carried, and well, this plastic shattered. So that's where these came from. The second bit here, I'm going to open it, but it's a little tough with frozen fingers, so keep that in mind. But this is one huge piece of Velcro. Oh yeah, there we are. The second bit is for bobbins. And again, you can get the bobbins for almost nothing at Walmart. So what have I got in here? The main thing is most kits have a couple kinds of thread, so I've added more. This is black heavy-duty nylon thread. Great for packs. I happened across some olive green heavy-duty nylon thread as well. You guys know the color of my packs are usually olive drab. It comes with basic cotton and basic black cotton thread. So it only comes with about 2 or 3 spools, and I've added more. The other thing I've added, little tiny pair of scissors. These are handy. They do sort of do double duty for repair. And the other thing is, now I'm not going to take all these out, buttons. Buttons are important. You can actually sew a button on your overalls and you'll hold a Mora knife, for example. So that's all that's in the mesh pocket. There's really not a lot to a sewing kit like this. The one thing is I added the heavy-duty nylon thread simply because it does heavy-duty repair duties. Not a lot of thought behind that. And nylon thread is better for nylon packs. The other thing I have not, which I am putting in here, is some people will get a seam ripper. Normally the smallest blade on my Leatherman or the tip of my Mora knife can do that, but I can see how that could work. The other thing I have not got in here, which is going in, is actually wrap one of those bobbins with fishing line. So you've got double duty there. You've actually got, you can even stick a couple of hooks through there and you got an emergency fishing kit. But you've got a little bit of extra fishing line for really minute cordage. Third thing is, one of these spools, once I use it up, I am wrapping in dental floss, because dental floss is one of the best sewing materials around. You can sew leather with it if you need. That's all I would add to this. But once again, very minor in weight, but very surprising. I will go into another video on how to sew some basic stitches. Yeah, if I don't have my hands free, I just do that. I'll do a knot on one side and then wrap it again and just do a reef knot, which I'm just going to do here quickly. Remember, for a reef knot, or some call a square knot, that's right over left, left over right. I call it reef knot because I was brought up in the Canadian Boy Scouts, and that's what they called it. I also was in Sea Cadets, even though we're 1,200 miles from the nearest ocean or something like that, and they taught us knots there. Most of which I don't remember too well, but I still know the basic ones. But yeah, a sewing kit like this, just really, really handy. I keep this separate from my little repair kit. I've actually got 2 of them going now. Well, 3, but I've got a big tool kit. If you check my videos, big tool kit, I've got a small Condor sidekick, and got a little Maxpedition pouch. I'm throwing some basic repair stuff in there too. This is one of the essentials, though, because nothing worse than having your toe rubbed through a sock, or you accidentally burn the fingers on your glove. Really annoying to have, say, a little ditty bag or stuff sack go on you. If maybe you have something inside that cut the stitching, or maybe you just overstuffed it. But yeah, it's really handy, and you wind up being a real hero in a group. If you've got a sewing kit like this, and you can either lend it to someone, hey, you're a hero. You can actually sew it for them yourself, you're a hero. And it's nice to be a hero. So, basic sewing kit, essential part of my gear kit. It just goes in a pocket somewhere. And that's all there is to it. I don't think I can say much more. If you guys have any suggestions to add, leave it in the comments. So, I want to thank you guys all for watching. And thanks for putting up with me. And like, share, comment, and subscribe. Keep the comments polite. You guys know our new policy here. So I'm Dean. This is the Alberta Bushcrafter channel. And take care. And good day.